2 weeks before my wedding, my Caucasian fiancée texted me, "I'm pregnant." For 20 seconds, I was the happiest African-American man alive.
2 weeks before my wedding, I thought my life was locked in place, steady, predictable, building toward something meaningful with the woman I loved. Jessica was my fiancée, the person I believed I would grow old with. I was sitting at my desk on a regular Tuesday afternoon when my phone buzzed. I expected a simple question about flowers or seating charts. Instead, her message detonated my future. Asterisk, honey, I'm pregnant. Asterisk, for a moment, the world went bright. My heart kicked so hard I had to stand. We were going to be parents. A family. Everything suddenly felt bigger, more purposeful. I didn't even realize I was smiling until I read the next line. Asterisk, thinking of putting Marcus's name on the birth certificate. It's more meaningful. Asterisk, Marcus, her ex. The only ex she ever got quiet about when I asked questions. The smile dropped off my face. I read the message 3, 4, 5 times. My blood went cold. There was only one reason a woman would think her ex's name was more meaningful for Asterisk, our Asterisk baby. Doubt punched me straight in the ribs. When had we last been together? 3 weeks ago? 4? Her behavior lately distance, weird excuses, sudden panic attacks, and emotional spirals clicked into place in a way I didn't dare fully accept yet. I texted back, Asterisk, what great news. Congrats, Asterisk. Sarcasm wrapped in calm. I couldn't accuse her without facts, not yet. She responded instantly, Asterisk, I'm so happy you're excited. We should celebrate tonight. Asterisk, excited, right? The only thing I felt was sick. I grabbed my coat and walked out of the office. There was one person who could tell me if my life had just collapsed. Marcus. I remembered the street he lived on. Jessica pointed it out months ago in a moment she thought was harmless. I drove the 40-minute trip with my heart climbing up my throat. His house was annoyingly perfect 2-story, beige siding, Ring camera, kids' toys in the yard, a nice married life. A life he might have intruded into mine to ruin. I knocked. His wife answered, a blonde woman with kindness in her eyes. I showed her Jessica's message. I watched her expression fall apart. What? Why would she say that? She whispered. That's what I'm trying to figure out, I replied. I'm her fiancé. She stepped aside, trembling. I'm calling Marcus. He needs to come home. Now? Minutes later, he arrived fast, too fast. His face paled before he even reached the door. When I showed him the message, his reaction wasn't confusion, it was fear. He stumbled over words, swearing he hadn't talked to Jessica in years. His wife asked why she'd mention him if that were true. He had no answer, just panic. Confused people ask questions. Guilty people sweat. I thanked them both and walked back to my car. As I left, I heard his wife's voice crack in anger, demanding the truth from her husband. Jessica called me nonstop as I drove to her apartment. I ignored every call. When she opened the door, she looked wrecked, eyes red, face blotchy. She reached for me. I stepped inside without touching her. Let's talk about your text. She launched into excuses immediately. I wasn't thinking straight. I was emotional. I didn't mean anything by it. Then explain it, I said. Explain why, when you found out you were pregnant, the first name you thought of was your ex's. Her mouth trembled. I just thought maybe as a middle name. To honor people from my past. Honor, I repeated. Jessica, do you hear yourself? Why would you honor the man you used to sleep with now of all moments? She had no answer.